let's move on to the Arsenal Wolves game. I guess Sheldon, you were there, innit?
Yes.
So
we sent our correspondent there, VIP seats.
Yeah. How was the box?
It was alright, man.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we're terrible.
So you haven't been on this season.
No.
So I haven't really heard your thoughts about Emery. What was your thoughts on? I think you've probably been on in the preseason ones though, right?
Yeah. So I was on when we appointed him.
Okay,
but I've not been on like
this season.
This season, yeah.
So what's your thoughts so far of what you've seen from Arsenal? Because I think we've been highly critical of Arsenal and we got a lot of stick from it.
Yeah.
But now we've seen, obviously, we've won 1 game in 5.
Yeah.
4 draws in a row, and it's coming unstuck a little bit.
So no, I've heard you guys. I've heard Anton. I've heard Leroy. So yeah, no, I totally agree with you guys. I'm highly critical of Emery. People have said it's a bit over the top, but I don't think it is over the top. If you've watched Arsenal this season, bar Liverpool last week and bar the Fulham game, can you name me a game where Arsenal played well in?
Second half of Leicester.
Clutching at straws. But yeah, okay, cool. I'll give you that one. Basically, we've been atrocious every game. When I first appointed him, I was like, what's his style? What's his philosophy? Because I didn't see it. I don't know what it is. Now I have seen it a bit more. So Emery likes to use... He doesn't really like to use wingers. He likes to use people like Iwobi as inside forwards to occupy half spaces, and then like the fullbacks to provide like the width. That's all well and good. But the problem was like today, it was so narrow. And Wolves played like 5 at the back. So they pammed us on, especially down the left.
Yeah.
With Kolasinac, who he's just a hedge for nothing dude. And Aubameyang, who obviously doesn't want to play left wing anyway. So that area was vacant. That area was vacant. And they were pamming us down that right side the whole game.
Yeah.
Like Rob Holding, I'm not having him.
No.
I'm not having him. No, hang on.
I swear certain dons.
No.
He's decent.
Me, possible. It's not possible. Never me. No, never me. No, never me. I've never had Rob Holding.
I know certain
people.
dons.
No. But again, can you tell me one thing he's good at?
No,
like as a defender,
you don't excel.
athletically, is he great?
No.
Is he especially good in the air?
He's not a ball player.
Is he especially good on the ball?
No, he's not.
He's
aggressive.
not quick. So people are like,
sounds like Lindelof to me.
Yeah, so people are like, he's all right, give him a chance. But if, as we've seen now, one thing I will give Emery credit for is that we're playing at more intensity this season. Arsenal playing, and we're more direct. But that's come at the expense of we don't really create that many chances. To be honest, we're not a very, very creative team. I think we've been outperforming our XG for ages, and it was always going to backfire, and it's starting to backfire now. As you've seen, what you said, we've won 1 in 5. We don't create much. We get pammed on the counter. We're full of shit players like Mustafi, Granit Xhaka, Kolasinac, all these Albanians.
All these coming fast people. Why are you coming
You're still on the
What's going on with the Shozul guy?
This season,
What's going on with Shozul?
He's been alright, man. He's just been... What do you mean?
Sheldon.
Huh?
Are you scared about what do you mean? Are you scared about what do you mean?
Even Anton and Leroy turned against...
Shozul, you know?
Hang on.
Anton was like... No, Anton said say that
Listen.
Ozil was shit.
Listen.
He never says that.
Listen, I'm not doing...
Hold on the wall, lads.
No. He's not been great. I can't defend that. He's not been great at all. But what I'm saying is... Huh?
He's Ozil.
No. It's not even that. It's Ozil. It's just systematic of Emery's system. What are we doing? What are we doing? We struggle to build out from the back. So, because if essentially the way Emery likes to set up, we play with two DMs. So these guys are always, like Xhaka and Torreira, are always sitting in front of the back 4. But there's such a disconnect between where they are and where the attack is and where Ozil is. So that's fair enough. Ozil's not been great, but then Ozil barely gets a touch in the game. So if you're saying, so Ozil has to drop mad deep.
I think the transition is, you need to get Ozil in the middle.
So yeah, no. And I agree. A lot of people have said this. You might as well start playing Ozil as an 8 because Ozil's not seeing the ball high up as a 10. So you might as well drop him deep and let him, because I think against Leicester, for example, in that second half, Ozil basically played as an 8, and he just ran that whole...
If you remember to last season when you played Liverpool at home, you drew 3-3. Ozil played midfield with Wolves. Ozil was unbelievable.
You need to drop him deep because it's all well and good saying you want him in the final third to be creating chances, but if you can't find him in the final third, then what's the point?
We understand that plight very well.
Yeah, trust me.
So what's
relatable?
So what's the point?
Light on something for me then. So at half time, I'm seeing warming up on the touchline. I'm thinking, okay, Xhaka's coming off. So he's bought off Iwobi, who you might not rate Iwobi, but he's our only 1v1 guy. He's our only guy who's gonna.
Unfortunately, he is.
Iwobi's 1v1.
No. Do you know what? No. Credit to him.
FIFA Street skills
Okay,
on.
but it's relative.
And then you guys say this one.
Who else in our team is a 1v1 guy? That's what I'm saying.
got
anyone.
He said that's FIFA Street.
Because he does FIFA Street skills and that in a rush. Because he does FIFA Street skills in a rush and that. But because he does FIFA Street. Who's better? Shame the devil. Who's better, Lewis?
Iwobi.
Well, you're gonna Rashford?
Yes.
Lewis.
What's Rashford better at?
Everything.
No, not close dribbling. He's nowhere. He doesn't have that over Iwobi. I'm not having that, bro.
What could you do?
What? Rashford? That's running the ball off the pitch.
Iwobi dribbles like he's having a seizure.
It's like he's in a panic. He's in a rush. He's trying to fight the ball.
You don't have no respect bringing that boy's name in this segment.
Iwobi kicks the ball, like he's on ice skates.
No, it doesn't.
I'll never forget, his Snapchat is that, I'm going to roast the ball from now on, bro. Fam, we still haven't seen him roast the ball,
I'm going to
bro.
start using laces.
Fam, I'm going to start using laces like.
No, but,
on a level, okay, jokes aside, do you think Iwobi could kick the ball like from the penalty spot?
Impossible.
Nah, you're rude.
To go back.
Well, I know for a fact Rashford can't do that.
No, Rashford's a better striker more than Iwobi.
I know for a fact Rashford can't put the ball in the goal, innit? That's
Do you want to take out Rashford's highlight rules of goals? And in fact, we'll take out Iwobi's highlight rule.
Don't say highlight rule for He's a fine. He's a fine.
He's a striker.
Oh, now it's context.
Now it's context. Yeah, let's compare.
If we get all of Iwobi's highlights, it'll fit into Insta story.
Alright, Lewis, but let's back in. You asked him about taking.
No. But sorry.
Yeah. So we took off Iwobi, who's our only 1v1 guy,
allegedly,
who we needed to
1v1.
We looked better in the first half anyway. I thought anyway. But can you understand? Can you tell me what the thought process was behind that? Because then we went to stupid. What was it? A 4-3-1-2?
So to me, I thought when I saw Iwobi come off and Guendouzi come on, I thought, oh, right, we're going to try a diamond. But it looked to me like some sort of narrow 4-4-2. But whatever he was trying, it was bullshit. Because like I said, Emery's football was so heavy.
When he did that, did Aubameyang go up top?
Aubameyang was sort of up top, but it still wasn't very coherent. So Emery's football is so heavily reliant on the fullback. So if that's going to be the case, obviously we need to sign a left back, 100 million%. And a right. To be honest, I don't really like him that much, but Bellerin's been all right this season. He's been the best of a bad bunch. So maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but he's not been bad. But 100% we need a left back. But for me personally, I feel like his style just has limits because we're not, like I said, we're not particularly cohesive. There's such a disconnect between the defensive midfielders and the attacking quartet. Against Liverpool last week, for example, it worked well because Liverpool came out. There was so much space to play in, so Ozil and Mickey kept picking up the ball in loads of different half spaces. When we're tasked with breaking down teams, we don't look any different from how we were under Wenger last season. At least with Wenger, there was some semblance of different combinations in the final third. We don't combine anything. Our most reliant tactic is for us to get the ball wide and one of the fullbacks to hopefully cut it back for someone to run onto. We've scored from a lot of cutbacks this season, but other than that, that's it. So for me, a lot of people are saying, oh, you're being too harsh on Emery, give him time. Cool. I'm giving him time.
I'm all for giving
but
time, man.
I don't see a ceiling. Like with Sarri, for example, you can see the way he's trying to play. You can even whether or not it's coming off, you can see what he's trying to do.
Process.
I don't see what is the Arsenal process. You can't explain that to me. So until someone can explain that to me, someone's like, oh yeah, he's trying to get it down, play from the back. I was like, we were trying to play from the back under Wenger. You're like, nothing's really changing. It
is more.
No. What I think though, we're going from back to front a lot quicker. But that's still reliant on the tempo. Yeah, like I said, we're playing with more intensity, but more intensity isn't translating to loads of better creation or chance creation.
Yeah, well, I think at this point last season we still had a better XG. Goal scoring wise, and we conceded fewer chances as well.
I mean, but basically, if like I said, I'm giving Emery time, but what he's trying to do still has a ceiling, and we need to replace better personnel. But a system which is reliant on the fullbacks being your main source of creativity has its limits, and I'm not confident we're going to get top four. So
I should give it to Sol Campbell today.
No, mate, give it Sol Campbell, give it to Martin Keown, Stevie Bold. But yeah, I'm not particularly infused. Rating him out of 10 so far, 5.5, 6 max. That's it.
Yeah, I want him to do this 4-4-2 thing. Yeah, but we desperately need a winger as well, man.
Well, but like I said, I agree we need a winger, but Emery doesn't really like his players to hug the touchline. Like I said, because of their starting position and where he wants the fullbacks to be, it then raises the question: what's the point of someone who's going to hug the touchline like a Sané or like a Mahrez? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Again, but this comes back to me asking you to explain the process, because I don't know what Arsenal's process is.
I don't know what he was doing today, and Emery's got a lot of credit for these second half turnarounds where
How about pick a decent team in the first place and you wouldn't have to keep relying on your subs?
For the first fucking 6-7 games, you weren't even choosing Torreira. Yeah. So he's made his bed with that. We've seen what Torreira's on. But I think if people are going to give Emery credit for making changes and getting goals as a result of them, like we did against Liverpool last week, even though I don't think his changes directly. I know. Wait, did he bring on Iwobi?
No,
but you should have started Iwobi from the start.
Yeah.
So that's another one. So if he's gonna get credit for doing these changes, then he needs to get some stick today, because 100%. I didn't understand what he was doing.
100%.
Wolves deserve to win.
We should have lost. Like I said, for me, actually, I was not sure on the signing, but as each passing week goes by, I like Leno a lot.
Well, better than Czech.
Yeah, 100 million %. I'm critical of his handling when it comes to coming for crosses and stuff. But what? No, he's like 6'2". He's like 6'2", 6'3". But he's quick off his line for one, which I give him credit for. He's much better, as we've seen the defense at playing from the back. And it's debatable as to whether he's a better shot stopper than Czech, but I generally feel more confident with him in goal than I do with Petr Cech. 100 million %. 100 million %.
I wouldn't say I feel more confident.
And he kept us in the game. We should have lost.
But Czech has done that countless times.
Yeah. No, he has a couple of times, but
not every game, man. Watford. I'm trying to think of the early games. Watford was one that comes off the. Like to my immediate attention, we should have lost that game about 5-1.
No, we should have. Yeah.
And it was Czech keeping us in the game.
No.
Does his ability from the back? How big is that gap between him and Czech from the back?
Oh, it's
in comparison to
that is
better
against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Leno's frailties, which is balls in the box. I'm not confident with the guy.
But I only get, apart from the Van Dijk mistake, I don't get blame him for anything else. What else happened?
The goal?
No, but that came off. Did you not see that came off holding? That was so where he palmed it. That was going to go to the left back. But no, but if he was punching it to safety, where that ball was going, it was going to safety. It took a deflection off holding, and then
we can get it
out. He can. He was getting it out until it took the deflection. I don't mind him. Him and Torreira and Guendouzi, I'm happy with those signings, but more needs to be done. We need to be very, very active in Jan if we want to do. Because
we're not going to. We ain't got any money.
Well,
that's where you swapped your left back for. Just hypothetically speaking, you swapped your
someone like Chul
left back for not even like a Furlan Mendy from.
Furlan Mendy sick.
And let's say you had, just to talk, let's say you had like a Trippier or even a Kyle Walker. How much better do you think your team would be? How much of the issue is the personnel?
100. Don't get me wrong. Personnel's a massive issue. We could improve in a lot of places. We need, like I said, you could argue 2 new fullbacks. You need a partner for Torreira. Oh yeah, I've not even gotten onto that. But you need a partner for Torreira.
Yeah.
You're not
confident in Guendouzi long term.
No, I like him, but I don't know what he's ceiling in. And right now he's still raw in certain places, isn't it? So I wouldn't want to. He's not like, when you thrust Seskin at that age. He was controlling the game, innit? Do you know what I mean? You still see a lot of holes in Guendouzi's game. So yeah, another centre mid. Even if you think he's good enough, you still need another body in there. So and then a winger. So yeah, we still there's still a lot of holes.
Well,
trash.
We know what Mickey's on, but I was going to say we need to have a little chat about the man from Gabon.
What about him?
Yeah.
What about him?
Today it's an open goal.
Hang on, but hang on. But listen.
You know what? My patience is wearing thin.
Really?
Yes.
No, but
why?
listen,
You're riding out for him.
Lose right now.
Listen,
how much you lose right now for some reason?
On the line with this geezer. Yeah.
That makes sense now.
He's missing sitters.
No, but the thing is though, but all the best strikers do. Like they will. No, but they will. Do you know? It's the movement. I'd rather him be getting into those positions constantly because it's the same with Cavani. Cavani will miss sitters, but the same
was inexcusable.
No, it was.
What score would that have made it?
1-1.
It would have made it 1-1 at the time.
Oh,
but
we'd probably win the game after that.
I don't know. We were even when we got back to 1-1, Wolves were still threatening. When Adama Traore came on, it was peak. Rob Holding was shitting his pants. But yeah. I mean, like I said, personnel will make a difference. But with what I've seen of Emery so far, I still think it has its ceiling. So
Where do you expect us to finish coming in the season then? Like based on what you've seen,
5th or 6th.
Because
Really?
I still think.
What 4 teams do you think are better?
All the 4 teams that are above us right now.
Okay, fair enough.
So we're 5th right now. So as it is right now, is how I think the top 4 will finish.
Yeah, I think that's.
Like people are still shitting on Spurs, but Spurs are still better than Arsenal.
Yeah,
they're better than Arsenal.
Winning games. Man.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? They're better than Arsenal.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see, because this is what I was banging on about before. Like we were seeing performances and people getting very excited.
But we weren't seeing performances.
No, I'm sorry.
We were seeing results,
we weren't seeing performances, but people were getting very excited about results. And my thing was, listen, what you said about process. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're not seeing the process, then these results, they're going to come to an end soon.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you aren't getting the performances, you won't get. How can you say we're going to improve? How can you say we're going to improve?
You need to see the performances. You need that to improve. Yes. Like I said, I need to see a better structure in terms of build up from the back. A double pivot, which Emery likes, is supposed to give us better security. Arsenal don't look any better defensively.
We look just as bad.
We look just as bad. We get hit on the counter just as much.
And we probably would even more if Torreira wasn't playing.
Exactly. And obviously we're not getting hit through the middle now. We did for the first goal, but we're getting hit down the sides because of where we're pushing the fullbacks. So a lot of work to do. Not particularly confident. Yeah, cool. We're playing with more intensity, but that's bare Yerda stuff, man. Like, it's faster, it's more direct, but we don't look any better for it.
Yeah. And
like I said, the quality of football wasn't great with Wenger last season, but it doesn't look any better now to me. We scored some decent team goals, but that's more in isolation and down to individuals rather than good, cohesive team play on a regular basis. So I'm not confident. And I think we'll finish 5th or 6th.
I agree.
And I don't think we'll win the Europa as well because some of the, I think if we play Chelsea, we'll get pammed. I'm expecting a couple teams to drop down from the Champions League as well, and we'll get pammed.